What's up, gang? It's Chris Angel coming at you for another episode of Marketing for the Rest of Us. That's right. This show is dedicated to those of us who can't stand technology, frankly. When something goes wrong, we don't know what went wrong. Like, was it the app? Was it my phone? What happened? We don't know. And we can't stand that we don't know. And so sometimes we give up. We give up on technology, but we also give up on marketing. Here's the deal, though. You have an advantage in marketing, which is your heart, your empathy, your emotional intelligence. And so we don't need to worry about algorithms necessarily and SEO. What we do is we use our empathy to make real connections with other human beings, right? That's what makes this tribe special. That's what makes us, that's our competitive advantage in this kind of marketing. So that brings me to today's topic. This smells bad. This smells bad. I was having coffee with a friend today, and we were talking about marketing, and we were talking about funnels and how marketing funnels, a lot of times as you go down the funnel, funnels can feel like manipulation, right? Like you get to the end of something, and then I'm trying to manipulate you into the next thing, and then the next thing. Sometimes if you've ever bought something online, you'll see this, especially courses or informational products. It's very common because it's taught often to have some type of scarcity. Maybe it's a countdown timer. There's all sorts of ways to be like, okay, now I'm going to get you into the next thing, and then the next thing. And as you go through that, it can start to smell bad. You're like, this doesn't smell right. It's like sour milk, right? You're like, it smells off to me. My daughter brought me a gallon of milk the other day, and she's like, Dad, here, smell this. Is this okay? Like, it's past the due date. And I just think sometimes those due dates are best used by, but it doesn't mean it's sour. So I smelled it. It was a couple days after the due date on the gallon, and I was like, it's not like super sour, but it's getting close. You can be like, just something smells off. It just smells not quite right. And that happens all the time in our marketing. Now, for years, I tried to, I was learning, right? I was going through the courses and the things, the trainings from all the people who taught marketing, trying to figure it out. And as I was implementing what they were teaching, I'm sure that a lot of the stuff I was implementing smelled bad. It smelled off. If not to them, if not to other people, it at least smelled off to me. I'm like, this doesn't quite feel right. There's something about me trying to take what they're teaching me and implementing it over here that I haven't made it my own. It's not mine yet, right? So here's the deal. This is very sensitive right now. I mentioned the other day on an episode that I'm running some ads on Facebook to find my tribe, my audience. Like, who else out in the world really wants to have authentic marketing? And I keep getting comments from people who are like, this is total rubbish, and this is crap, and shut up, and you're an idiot, and just all these people who feel compelled to share their opinion, even though it feels like an ignorant opinion. So, but again, right? Like, that's the thing, is like, that's the environment we're marketing into, because so many marketers have created marketing and funnels and ads that smell off to people that they're just preconditioned now to just hate all marketers. But here's the good news. For those who aren't just ignorant and those who are actually looking for answers, that's a distinction, right? Like, there are people who are just going to be ignorant and they're not looking for answers. They just want to feel powerful, bullying you in the comments. Okay, that's their prerogative. They're right. But there are people who are highly sensitive to the smell of BS. They're highly sensitive to manipulation and coercion and all that, to the tactics of it all. But they are earnestly looking for answers. They really do want some perspective. And when they smell something that feels right, they take action. Okay? I did forget, there's one element here. We're talking about smelling bad, but then there's smelling neutral, right? And if you have marketing that smells neutral, people just don't even notice it. They just scroll right past it. They just move right past it because it's neutral. Okay, so there's marketing that smells bad, and there's marketing that smells neutral, and then the cool question is, what if marketing could smell good? Think of some of the things that my daughter, it's fall right now at the time of this recording, my daughter loves fall candles, which make me crazy because it smells like a craft shop or something like that. I don't particularly care for it, but my daughter loves it. But right, you can think about how certain smells really inspire you. You're like, oh, that smells good. Coffee shops, maybe, pies cooking in the oven. I don't know what it is for you. Christmas trees, I don't know, whatever. But there are certain smells that are actually inspiring. You're like, yes, like this is amazing. This is giving me a good experience right now. So I want you to consider that your marketing can do the same thing. Like your marketing could actually smell good to people. So what's required for your marketing to smell good to your people? There's 3 things. I'm going to give you 3 things here. The first is that it has to be authentically you. Your marketing has to be authentically you. People can smell when you're pretending. They can smell when you're fronting and posturing and puffing, right? It smells disingenuous. It smells it smells plastic, okay? So the first piece of you having marketing that smells good to people is that you have to be authentically you. That doesn't mean you have to be perfect. It just means you need to be real. And when you share, you need to share from a place of having lived it so that you can speak to it. I spent a lot of years marketing where I was trying to say things that I hadn't lived. And I think people could smell that. I think that's why it didn't work. So you first have to be authentically you, because people can smell when you are not being you. The second principle here is that you need to market in a way that is authentically them, right? Meaning, they get that you understand them. That typically happens when you can tune into their problems and their pains. When you're clear what they're struggling with and you can describe it in a specific way, not in a general way. You have to describe what they bump up against in life in specifics, because when you do that, they go, oh, you get me. You get authentically me. This is what I was just thinking this in my head yesterday. Were you following me around? Did you tap my phone? How did you know I was thinking this to myself? When you do that, when you market that way, when your message comes through that way and describes their life specifically, they know that it's authentically for them. It is authentically them. It is the real them. It's not the fronting them, not them posturing them. It's who they really are. And they're like, oh my God, you see me. I spend so much time out in the world trying to be something else so that I can be accepted. But you actually see the real me. And when that comes through in your marketing, people, that smells good to people. They're like, oh, thank God somebody gets me. Right? Okay, here's the last piece. So it needs to be authentically you. It needs to be authentically them. Here's the last piece. Your marketing needs to be authentically helpful. Authentically helpful, right? Not helpful because you say it's helpful, but it needs to serve them where they are at right now, right? Like it needs to help them see something differently, see a different way. It needs to inspire a different mindset or course of action for them. And when your marketing does that, because they're like, oh, okay. I've been doing this wrong. And you in your marketing just showed me that why I was doing it wrong, why it's not working for me, and how I can do it differently. Got it. Okay, that's super helpful. Thank you. Now I can course correct. That's it, right? Authentically you, authentically them, and authentically helpful. Those are the 3 things so that your marketing actually smells good to people rather than smelling bad to people. All right? Shout out to Renanda Liberty for the This Smells Bad conversation we had today over coffee. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you watching this, hanging out with me right now, are interested in how to create marketing that smells good for people, you can go get my free course. It's 5 videos, just over 90 minutes, and you can get that today at groundswellmethod.com. The feedback on that course is amazing. It's free, like I said, and you can complete it within 90 minutes. Also really cool, right? That's also cool that you could complete it in 90 minutes and have some paradigm shifts for how to approach your marketing, all right? So if you're ready for that, if you're ready for marketing that smells good to people, go to groundswellmethod.com, and I will see you all tomorrow for another episode of Marketing for the Rest of Us.